Welcome back, guys, to Java Space. In this video we are going to talk about SQL. So there are situations where in your test you want to execute some SQL queries, right? Because this you are doing some database testing and all that, all right? So you can use this at SQL query annotation, and you can use it at class level or at method level. So what are the use cases at class level? Mostly. So if you want to create a schema before running the test methods in your test class, you can apply this at SQL annotation at class level and pass it an SQL that will create a schema for your test. And also if you want to run you want to load data into your tables before running your test, you can actually use this at SQL annotation and apply it at class level. As you can see here, we have this SQL under database tests, and we on top of this at database test class, and we are passing a test schema SQL, which implies that this query will be executed before the test method, right? But there are situations where you will want to put it at method level. So what is the use case? Okay, let's say you want to use specific SQL only for that particular method, but you still have your own at SQL at class level. So now at that method level, what you want to do, you want to override the class level SQL with SQL script that is specific to that particular method. As you can see on the right here, we have SQL, and we pass it a test schema, which is the same that we passed on at class level, and then we passed test user data, which is we are loading data here. All right, so as I mentioned, we override the class level SQL with SQL script specific to a test method. And then another thing is that you can specify when the test should run, when the script should run in collaboration with the test method. All right, so and that you use attribute executionPhase. So this attribute executionPhase, it has is an enum that contains 4 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4. The first is before test class, and then it says the configured SQL scripts and statements will be executed once per class before any test method. So which means when you have applied, when you use this attribute, the SQL script will execute only once in that particular class. And then it says before any test method runs, but per this test class. All right, then it says after a test class. So it will execute only once once per test class after all test methods have run. So I'm thinking of this as when you want to do some cleanups after all the test methods have run, and then you want to run some SQL script to clean up that database. Here is when you want to prepare a database for the test, which means you want to provide a schema, or you want to load some data in advance for the tables. Then you have before test method, which means the configured SQL script and statement will be executed before the corresponding test method. All right, so in this case here, this SQL schema and user data will run before this test method. All right, then which in this case is you will use this when you want to prepare this test method with data so that your test method will be able to execute based on the business logic that you are dealing with for your own requirement. All right. Then we have after test method. Obviously, here we are saying the SQL script will execute after the test method has executed. Here I'm also thinking a situation where you want to do some cleanups after your test method has, has maybe made some changes in a DB and all that, and then you want to undo those changes or do some cleanups. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next lecture.